Alrighty, it's about 3:30. We're gonna go ahead and get started. My name is Corin, and I'm a user support specialist for the SACE team, and we're gonna talk about SEISSign. I know everybody's been waiting for this one, and we're gonna discuss pretty much how SEISSign, this feature, generates e-signatures. I'm gonna walk you through step by step the process, how to use the feature, new features as well, and some tips and tricks to help you along the way. We'll also discuss some troubleshooting methods as well. I'm going to take my time with this and spend a little bit more time explaining things so everyone can have a really good and outstanding experience with this session. So without further ado, let's go ahead and have a quick Zoom recap. So as a reminder, all sessions are actually going to be recorded and posted to the conference website after the conference. All materials used, so all of these slides and things that you see are going to be posted to the conference website as well. The session is going to be about 50 minutes. And during the session, I will not actually be answering any questions live. You can actually use the Q&A chat box that you see down in your Zoom toolbar and ask questions there. I have two panelists that will be able to answer your questions during the session. Those Q&A will actually be downloaded and sent to everybody that's in attendance so you guys can review those questions. And at the end of the session, as long as time allows, I will be able to grab some questions at random or and to clarify some things for you guys if need be live. So that is going to be happening. Also, we do have closed captioning available. You can click on the CC icon on your Zoom toolbar to enable that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start. And we're gonna pretty much start talking about where e-signature packages can be generated. First and foremost, the future IAP is where a electronic package can actually be generated. An e-signature package can be created for a meeting that has actually been held but not yet affirmed. I'm gonna say that one more time because sometimes we forget and we can receive emails asking about sending it on specific forms. An e-signature package can be created for a meeting that has not yet been affirmed but has been held. So what you would do is on that future IEP, as that screenshot you see there, you can actually select the forms that you used during that meeting. Go ahead and enable my laser pointer. You can actually select the forms that you used during the meeting and then hit the generate e-signature button. Now, what's going to happen, there's going to be a validation that's going to run. That validation is going to make sure first and foremost that there's not anyone that's actively editing any forms, there's no unaffirmed amendments, and that there's no CalPAS errors on the student record. Now, keep in mind, since the meeting has not yet been affirmed, that data that's on that future IP should not be edited after the e-signature has been sent. So during that time of which, once you generate that package, users are not going to be able to edit any IEP forms, add an amendment, update the progress reports, save any information or update any information on the student record, and the student will not be able to be exited or transferred while there is an active package open for a student. So admins, if you try to exit or transfer that record, you get a prompt saying, "Hey, there's a package open." Well, you know why. Second place where you can actually generate a package for is on the current IEP. So let's say, for example, you you affirm the future IP without a signature. I mean, the SACE recommended is to recommendations to affirm that meeting to lock in what was that took place at that meeting within 7 days, with or without that signature. So after you have affirmed it without the signature, you can actually navigate to the current IEP as you see here. You will select the forms that you've selected during that affirm process. So make sure you select in those forms and then hit the generate e-signature package to send out a package to obtain the signatures for the meeting that was affirmed. Okay. Now, do keep in mind, since the meeting has already been affirmed, you can actually go in and edit the student record, and update the future IEP if needed. All right, so for third is you can actually generate a package on an amendment. This can be done by navigating to the current IEP, right? And I'm gonna take my time with this one. You can navigate to the current IEP, click on the amendments tab, and then you'll see a list of your amendments. To enter that amendment, you could click on the view / print icon. Quick note, that icon used to be a printer, but it was kind of confusing. So we actually changed that to an magnifying glass at a user suggestion. So that is something that we recently updated. Also, we've added this column here. It's called e-signature and process. So you can easily identify what e-signature or what amendment has an e-signature open on it. So do keep that in mind. So let's say, again, we want to go in and add a package or generate a package on this amendment. I'll click view, the view button to go into the amendment. And I will just select the forms that was included in that meeting, that amendment meeting, and then hit generate e-signature package. So we pretty much covered where the e-signature package can be created. Now let's look at the next steps after clicking in that generate e-signature button. And that's going to take us to the page where we're going to actually add the signers to the page. Now, this page here, I'm going to take my time with as well explaining. Once you click that generate e-signature button, it doesn't matter if you're doing it on the future, the current, or an amendment, you'll see this page to add signers. You'll fill in this information. So I generated a package. I'm entering Christy's full name. She's the mom of the student. I'm entering her email address, and I'm entering a cell phone number. Now, that cell phone number is actually used to send a text message and the text message of the password so you can access the package, because we wanted to set up like a two-step security measure to authenticate or make sure basically that the package that is being sent to is intended for everybody that's in that package. So you want to include mom's cell phone number so she can receive the password, and once she receives the password, she can actually access that email that she receives. Okay. Real quick, this cell phone actually is not, the cell phone number is not required here. So if you're not going to actually enter it, or somebody's not going to provide their cell phone number, it's totally okay. You're just going to have to get that password to that signer directly, through a separate email. We didn't want to send it with the same email as the package, because then you would have access to the student's information if you, for some reason, sent it to the wrong email address. Okay. So that's the reason behind that. Next, after you've entered all this information, you want to hit this green icon that's going to add that person to this package, and you'll see them displayed below. That's going to clear all this information from these fields, and then you can go ahead and add your next signer. You can add up to 20 signers, by the way, as well. Next, you're going to go ahead and enter a password. It's just a generic password. You can actually check the requirements for your password by clicking on that eye icon right there at the end. It'll give you like the password requirements and such. Now, this is not going to be your personal password or your password to SEISS or anything like that. Again, a text message is going to be sent to all the signers in order to view and open that e-signature package. That is all. Now, if you're adding a provider, this is a keyword search, so you can actually search for the student providers. It's going to pull in the provider's name, the provider's provider type, so that would be the relationship, their email, and the cell phone number they have on file. So do keep that in mind. After you entered the password, you just want to make sure you verify that you selected all the documents that was a part of that package or a part of that meeting that you need to obtain signatures for. If you need to include the medical statement consent, then go ahead and check that box there. So that'll be sent with that package. And then once everything is checked and everything is good, you want to make sure you check this box. I acknowledge all documentation and signer information is correct. That's what's going to actually enable this send e-signature package button. So if you don't check that, you can't click this. So make sure this is checked, and then you can send your package. Also, a quick note that not all signers have to sign electronically. This is again an optional feature. They don't Everybody does not have to sign. If a signer requests a paper copy to sign, that's completely okay. Also, if somebody's having an issue signing electronically, they can be removed from the package and can be sent a paper copy to provide a wet signature, and that can then be uploaded as an attachment to the IEP. And we'll cover like removing users and things from the package as well. So let's talk about canceling an e-signature package real quick. Say, for example, I generated e-signature package on the future IEP and I forget to select some forms. And I'm like, I already sent it. You can actually navigate back to wherever you created it. So if I created on the future, I would navigate back to the future IEP. If I created on an amendment, I would navigate back to the amendment and so forth, right? That button there that used to say generate e-signature package is going to say cancel e-signature package. All you would do is click that button, you'll enter a reason in there and click OK. Pretty simple. After that, though, you will have to submit a new, if you need to do a new e-signature package, you'll be able to generate one. That button should enable you to generate one after you cancel it. All right, the signers page. Now, this is where I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to explain this as clear as possible. I probably might say it multiple times. So here we go. As you see here, when you receive that email and you open it, this you're supposed to view the IEP forms, right? There's a little slider here that you can slide down to view those IEP forms, and then you'll get to the actual consent electronic signature page here that you see here. Now, the signers that are providing consent will only select an option from the consent section. I'm gonna say that one more. I'm gonna say that one more again. If the signers that are providing consent, so the parent will only be making a selection from the consent section, pretty much. So I'm a parent. I'm giving consent. I'm gonna make a selection here. If that Medi-Cal's agreement form is included, then they can make a selection here as well. So they have a selection in this section and one for the Medi-Cal as well. I agree or I decline. Okay. Participants of the meeting that will not be providing consent will make a selection in the participation only section right here. Now, due to the confusion of signers, it's actually recommended to provide a screenshot of this process to the signers or this of the signers webpage, I should say, to show what sections that should be completed during your IEP meeting. So it's clear to the parent. I know sometimes they're still going to go in and select the wrong thing, but definitely go over this with them so they know what they should be making as far as a selection. Now, quick tip: if for some reason you open the email and you cannot like see this scroll bar, or it seems like it's too zoomed in so you can't scroll down on your web browser, just zoom out. Just zoom out on the web browser. That's it. If for some reason that doesn't work, try just opening up another web browser and accessing the email from a different web browser. Just a quick troubleshooting tip. All right. So once signed, so once I receive it and I sign it, you're going to be able to actually download the PDF of the electronic signature package. So the portion of what you signed. Okay. Now, after everyone has signed, so all participants have signed, everyone is going to receive an email with a link to download the completed and signed copy of the document, which is going to include that electronic signature cover page with everybody's signatures. Okay. So once everybody signs, you receive that final email. Okay. Next, we'll talk about where you can actually manage the e-signature process. On your homepage, you can actually navigate to the notice that says follow up and click on e-signatures. Um, this is where you can actually check the status of your package. When you go to this page, you'll be presented with the screenshot you see here. It's very important that you familiarize yourself with these different statuses, like sent and viewed and signed. All of these actually matter. One's like ready and and removed are going to be statuses when you go into the package are set for individual participants or signers, I should say. Let's see here. What else we want? Okay, so we have these new icons here. It's the go to e-signature icon. It's highlighted right here in yellow. I don't know if you can see that really well, but that's the new icon. That's going to direct you to wherever you created that e-signature package. So if you created on the future IEP, if you click that button, it's going to take you there. So you know where it's at. If it's on the current, it'll take you there. If it's on the amendment, it'll take you there. Now, the icon to the left of that is the view e-signature details page. So you can actually look at the uh, specific information and details of that package. This is what it looks like when you open it up. So on this page is where you can actually add a new signer. So let's say you generated a package and you forgot to add somebody. You can go to the e-signature details page and add a new signer. You'll fill it out the exact same way that you did the initial one. Be sure to read this right here. It says enter the original e-signature package password. So quick tip, and I forgot to mention this when I was talking about the password. Providers, when you guys add yourselves, I mean, actually, you guys need to add yourselves to the package because that's the only way you're going to receive the text message. So include your cell phone number to receive that password because the password isn't stored and safe. So if you forget or you wrote it down incorrectly somewhere, unfortunately, you're going to have to cancel the package to get that password and start all over again. So include yourself in the package so you know what that original package is. So if you need to add somebody back, you know what that password is, if that makes sense. Um, Next, same thing, you will just fill out the same exact information here to add that person to the package and then click send e-signature package. Make sure you click that acknowledgement button to enable that button as well. You can also edit the email and the phone number of people who are already on the package, so existing recipients. So let's say, for example, my man Jam right here, he calls you and he's like, "Hey, I know you said you sent the package, but I'm not receiving the email. Like I haven't received anything." Well, the first thing that you want to do as the case manager is come take a look at the electronic details and just double check to make sure that person's email is correct. If it's not correct, then go ahead and click that pencil icon that you see there to edit the email address, and then you can resend the email to that new email address by clicking that icon there, the mail icon in that send column. You can also remove users from the package. So say they're taking too long or they're saying that they're having issues signing, but you've already collected the parent signature, which is the most important. Go ahead and remove that participant from the package and they can provide a wet signature instead, okay? You can upload it as an attachment. All right, so when SEISSign was actually first implemented, you were not able to actually add or remove providers while a package was in process. We got a lot of feedback on this and we made some updates. So now uh, you guys can actually add and remove providers while a package is open. Now, keep in mind, if a provider is being removed from that student, but it was included in that e-signature package, you will have to manually go and remove them from the e-signature details page. Alrighty, the student information box. So on here, we recently added this go to e-signature clickable icon. At first, it was not clickable. It just shows you if you had a package open. Now, however, if you click it, it will take you directly to where that package was created. Let's clap. That was a suggestion that you guys made. I was a big advocate about that. I went ahead and escalated that up, and we got that implemented quickly. So again, thank you guys for you guys' feedback. We're just trying to make this system as easy as possible and to work um, with you guys. So again, keep those suggestions coming because that was a good one. We definitely put that on there. So again, If you need to determine where that package is at on the student information box, you can click that icon and it'll take you straight to where you created it. All right. So a reminder email is actually going to be sent to any user that has not signed at 48 hours and at a 24-hour mark of the e-signature package expiring. So if they haven't signed within 48 hours, they're going to receive a notification, as you see here, via email. And then they will receive one 24 hours if they still have not yet signed before it expires. Now, keep in mind, all participants in the package must sign within 7 days. If you create an e-signature package, it will expire in 7 days after, 7 days after it was created. Now, if all participants in that package have not signed and the e-signature package expires, unfortunately, you're going to have to cancel that expired package and generate a new one. Okay, so it's imperative that everyone actually signs it, because during the e-signature process, signatures are not gathered individually. They are only made available once everybody in that package has signed. Okay. So if you're having problems with somebody not signing on time and it's not the parent, just go ahead and remove them from the package so that you can actually uh, process that package before it expires. And they can always, again, upload a wet signature. All right, so now once all the signatures have been obtained, the status on the e-signature details page is going to update to the status called ready. This is new. This is new, and I'm gonna explain why. Basically, when it goes ready, it means that the case manager can either affirm the future IP, so that's if you created that package on the future IP, or you can attach the signed e-sign document to the current IEP or the amendment if you created it in those two places. So what you would do, you can click that go to e-signature icon that you see there on the details page. That's going to take you to where you need to go to view the e-sign document button, and where you can continue with the process, either if you need to affirm it or if you need to attach it. And I'll show you what I mean briefly. So you can do it from here. You can actually go into it, the package, and click view, go to view e-sign document as well. So do keep that in mind. So the case manager or whoever actually sent that package is going to receive a message in the message center once all the signers or participants have actually completed signing. So once everybody has signed that package, you're going to receive a notification in your email, or in your, I'm sorry, not in your email, but in your message center as well. So you can click that student's IEP page link, and it'll take you to where that e-signature package was generated, so you can complete the process. So it's another little shortcut for you guys. All right, so let's say, for example, you generated an e-signature package on the future IEP. Everybody signed, that status updates to ready. You click that button to take you to where you generated that package. And now this is what I was referring to, this view e-sign document button. So this button used to be green. We updated it to orange to kind of stand out a little bit more, to signify you guys or notify you guys that there's something else that needs to be done. So this is what needs to be done. You would click view e-sign document. I always recommend downloading, clicking the link to download the document and review it before you actually continue with the affirm process. If everything looks good, cool, affirm. If not, enter a void reason and void it. That's going to cancel that package. Do keep in mind you enter in a good void reason, because everyone that's in that package will receive a notification with the void reason that you entered. So definitely make sure you fill in something that makes sense there. All right, so once affirmed, the actual signed PDF is going to automatically attach to the current IEP, because you created in the future, you're affirming it, that future turns into the current. It's going to add that attachment for you, the system, so you don't have to worry about adding it afterwards, okay? So it's automatically going to be added after you affirm. So if you generate it, again, if you generate a package on the future IEP and you gather all the signatures and you affirm, it's going to automatically add it to the current IEP attachment tab where you can download it, look at it if you need to. All right, now, let's say you sent out an e-signature package on the current IEP or on an amendment. A little bit of different. That status is, again, going to change to ready because you have obtained all signatures. But this time, when you click that go to e-signature button and you click the view e-sign document, you have an option here that must be completed. You can add it as an attachment or void it. So a lot of confusion on this actually, because right now we get a lot of emails saying, oh, there's a package open. I don't know where it's at. Can you help me? And I'll go and I'll look and I'm like, oh, they just haven't added it to the system. But what I'm noticing though is what you guys are doing is you're downloading it or having the actual file already and you're adding it manually to the attachment tab. You're not doing it through the system. If you don't do it through the system, it doesn't complete the process. If it doesn't complete the process, the system's locked. So again, make sure you are following these steps. If you create it on the current IEP or on an amendment, go to view e-sign document, add as an attachment, and it'll be added to the attachment tab. All right, so for pending students, let's say, for example, you hold an initial eval, and during that initial eval, it was determined that the student is just not going to be receiving services or, they don't qualify, right? The e-signature can still be generated on the future IEP. And what's going to happen is you're going to submit that student change form to notify your district to have that student be D&Q'd. The district is then going to go in and D&Q that student. What's going to happen with that e-signature document once everybody is signed, that signed PDF is going to automatically attach to the ineligible copy on the IEP history page of the student record, as you see here. You can click it to go into it if you need to see the attachments tab. But you can also see that there is an attachment to that ineligible copy. So just a quick tip. All right, so if a student has an e-signature package in process, the student will not be able to be exited or transferred. I'm pretty sure district level users have actually seen this already. Forms are out for electronic signature. So again, you can actually click that button to go see where that package is at and notify the case manager or provider, whoever created it, that, hey, you still have a package in process, either complete the process or void it so you can transfer the record, okay? So I got that through that pretty quick. So we're gonna actually open it up for Q&A real quick and see what we got. Let's see here. Do parents see the phone numbers of support providers included in the passage? Do parents see the phone numbers of support providers? No, they do not see the phone numbers. So if you enter your cell phone number in there to receive the package, no one else sees your cell phone number. What if we don't want to give our cell phone number? Well, again, like I said, your phone number is not required. You don't have to put your cell phone number into the system. What you would do though is you will need to provide that password to anybody who is not going to be receiving the text message, or you're going to have to provide that password to them using a different method. So do keep that in mind. Are we able to convert? Okay, so I got Peggy here. Peggy, are we able to convert the signature package into Spanish when we send it to the parent? Currently, that is something that our development team is actually working on. It's not a feature for SEISSign yet, but it is something that we are looking into. So keep your eyes open for that. Let's see, Sarah. Are we not able to affirm the IMP until all signatures are obtained? That is correct. All signatures must be obtained. So if you send out an e-signature package on the future IEP, everybody in that package must sign before you can affirm. Okay. All right. We got Ray. After an e-signature packet has been generated and signed, can a second e-signature package be created to add additional signatures? Let's see. Hold on. Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, yeah, you can. You would. So if you generate it on the future IEP, right? If you generate it on the future IEP, everybody signed. You go through the process. They affirm. Then you will be generating the new e-signature package on the current IEP. Okay, does that make sense? Now let's say that you sent the package out on the current IEP. Everybody signed. You're like, everybody signed. You're already done with that one. You can generate another one on the current IEP to collect additional signatures. Yes, that's fine. Same thing for amendments. All right, let's say Leah Miller. I want to clarify. Everyone who signs the IEP through e-signature will get a copy that can be downloaded and print for themselves. So I don't have to send a final copy to the parents. That is correct. Once everybody has signed, everyone will receive a final copy of everybody's signatures. Okay. So should so you should affirm and attest as unsigned and then send a say sign from the current IAP. Yeah, yeah. You want to make so there's confusion on that. You want to affirm to lock in what was discussed at that meeting within 7 days. That's the recommended, state's recommendation to affirm that IEP, regardless if you have the parent signature or not, within 7 days. Okay. If you don't have the signature, then you can create that e-signature package on the current IEP. Let's see, we have one from Anonymous. So if you have a family that will not sign the IEP, should you circulate it with the staff and then resubmit to family when they are ready? I mean, you can. That's an option. That's you can. So if I'm understanding correctly, you're asking if you generate a signature package and they don't want to sign, the family doesn't want to sign it right now, can you actually have other staff members included in that package uh, to gather those signatures? Yes, that is possible. You can do that, and then you can either upload a wet copy or a wet signature, I should say, of their signatures, or you can create the package again on the current IEP or wherever you're trying to obtain signatures for. Yes, you can do that. Do I have any other questions, or do I need to clarify? Is there anything else I can clarify for you guys? Connie or Anna, if you guys have anything for me, let me know.
Are you, I just have one more for you right now, Corin.
Oh, do you need to affirm an amendment before sending the parent signature? So yeah, in SACE, you could only generate an e-signature package for an affirmed amendment. So the amendment has to be affirmed first. All right, so let's see. Kim, wait, so if a person doesn't sign the package, let's say they lose their internet access, everyone's signature has to be voided? I mean, let's say, well, they don't lose their internet access for 7 days. I mean, that's kind of hard to say. I mean, you can always access that email from anywhere with a web browser. But yes, if they do not sign within 7 days, that package will expire and will be voided. Let's see, Jessica, can you remove the parent if the parent has trouble for a wet signature? Yeah, you can remove the parent. That's fine. And if you want to just gather signatures for everybody else that was in that IEP meeting, like the team members and stuff, that's fine. Once you obtain that wet signature from the parent, you can upload it as an attachment to wherever you need that signature to be placed at. So if it's on the current IEP or on an amendment, you can do that. What else you guys got? Keep them coming. I think I answered Deborah's question. It said, do you need to affirm the amendment before sending it out to the parent? Yes, you do need to affirm. In SEISS, you have to affirm the amendment before you can generate an e-signature package for that amendment.
Corin, I have an anonymous question from an attendee that says, we are experiencing a lot of backlog from unaffirmed IEPs that are tied up in the e-signature process. Can you advise us how to avoid this?
One more time.
We are experiencing a lot of backlog from unaffirmed IEPs that are tied up in the e-signature process. Please advise us how to avoid this.
Okay. Well, again, like I said, if the IEP has been held, right, and you still need to affirm that meeting, cancel the e-signature package and affirm it. Lock in to place what occurred at that meeting and what was discussed. They can then create an e-signature package on the current IEP to obtain signatures for that meeting.
I have a question from Lori Costa. She says, are all participants provided a copy of the IEP? Are we not able to allow someone a copy of it? Are we not?
Everybody that is a part of the package, so every participant that's, when you generate that e-signature package, everybody is going to receive a copy of the IEP paperwork, everything that was discussed during that meeting. Now, are you referring to if you can or cannot provide it to somebody that was not in that IEP meeting? That probably might be a question for your district or SELPA. What else we got?
An anonymous says, can you affirm an IEP before sending it out for signatures?
Or say that one more time.
Can you affirm an IEP before sending it out for signatures?
Yes, you can. Once you affirm that IEP, you can then navigate to the current IEP and generate an e-signature package by selecting all the documents that were included during that meeting.
Hey, Corinne, we also have another good question. They want to know, when will SEISS start charging for the e-signature feature?
Ooh, that's a good question. I believe the last update was before December or starting in like January. I know we should be sending out more information to the different SELPAs about the cost and the timeline and all that. So definitely email us at the help desk and we'll be able to get that exact timeline and what's what on that one.
And then just to add on to that, that is correct, Corinne. So the feature is free until the end of December. And we will be starting a charge in January, and we will be releasing more information on the actual, the price, the fee structure by the end of this month.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Let's see, we have one from Penny. If a document is ready to time out due to someone not signing, is it okay for me to drop them and then add them back again? This will give me more time. All right, no, it won't. It will not. So let's say you have four people in your package, you're waiting on one. If you remove that one person, it's going to complete that package and you're not going to be able to add anybody to that package. However, I think I probably kind of answered a little bit of a question. You can always send out another e-signature package to grab that person's um, signature, or they can always provide a wet signature and can upload it as an attachment. So there's a couple of workarounds on that one, Penny. Navdeep, let's see what Navdeep got. Does everyone get a copy of the IEP once it's signed through the e-signature package? Yes. Whoever is in that package again will receive a copy of that IEP um, e-signed document. All right, so you hear me keep talking about wet signatures. What I mean by that is sending the information via mail, the IEP to them via mail, and having them sent back. I don't know if that's an option for you guys in your district, but that's what I mean when I say wet signatures. I do apologize. Kim is asking, is there a way to remove them without voiding
Anna.
anyone else? Oh, Connie, I can hear you. Okay, let's see. So Kim asks, is there a way to remove them without voiding everyone else's signature? So removing a participant, yeah. So if you have 5 participants in your package and you're waiting on one person to sign, right? You can go to the e-signature details page, click on view e-signature details, and remove that one person from the package before it expires. Okay, so you got to keep up with the 7 days. So on that 6th day, honestly, if they haven't signed by that 6th day, I'll probably just remove them. So it doesn't mess up the rest of the e-signature package for everybody else. If there is an unsigned current IEP and we had an amendment IEP, do we still have to generate 2 e-signature packages? No, you don't. You can just get the e-signature package for the amendment, because if that was an amendment meeting and it was for like a correction or some changes to that current IEP, then the signature on the amendment would suffice. But you would have to know that you're going to hold an amendment though. So that's the only gray area on that. Is there a way to create a meeting notice in the future IEP while waiting on signature? So currently, right now, SEISSign does not support single forms such as a notice of meeting or assessment plan forms, because again, when you generate an e-signature package on the future IEP, it's really meant for meetings that have been held but not yet affirmed. So if the meeting was already held, you already have the meeting and notice signed and assessment plan signed, from my understanding. So that would be the answer on that one. If the password would be sent via text, does it require staff to send it from their personal phones, or is it the text generated from SEI? Oh no, the text message is generated from SEI. So again, when you're adding people to the package, it's asking for a password. You put in the password field. If everybody in that package was added with a cell phone number, they will receive that password that you created or that you entered into that text box via text message, the SEI system, not through anybody's personal cell phone. If a document is ready to time out due to, if a document is ready to time out due to someone not signing, is it okay for me to drop them and then add them back again? Yeah, I think I asked this one. Yes, you can actually remove them from the package. If everybody else has signed though, it will put that package into a ready status and it's ready to complete. So it's not going to actually give you more time. It's just going to allow you to complete that package. Do keep in mind a reminder email is going to be sent to any user that has not signed at a 48-hour mark and at a 24-hour mark of the e-signature package expiring. So do keep that in mind. All right. So I think that's what I got for Q&A right now. However, I do got some more little tidbits for you guys. So let's say you're experiencing an issue with say sign email, like opening the email or yeah, like opening it, like it just won't open, or you're getting like an error message or something like that. Try using a different web browser or a different computer because you might be on like an outdated web browser, and it might have like security vulnerabilities. So try using a different machine or a web browser. Again, if another provider is experiencing issues signing, you can remove them from the package before it expires, and they can always provide a wet signature at a later time. If for some reason you cannot scroll on that signers window, like I think I probably mentioned that during the session, if you can't scroll down because you added too many people, try zooming out on your web browser. We get a lot of calls about that. And then I've been getting a lot of tickets come in about people using Macs. So if you're using an older version of OS X, that means that your browser is out of date by default and has security vulnerabilities. So when you open up that SEISSign email, you're probably going to receive an error message. So make sure you are using the latest version of OS X and that your browser is updated. And if you can't like control that situation right now, try using a different machine. All right, guys, and I think that's all I got. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you for attending this session. I hope I was able to answer all your questions as clear as possible. If I was not, please do not hesitate to contact us at the SACE Help Desk. We can easily discuss with you via email or over the phone. Definitely reach out to us and let us know if you have any further questions. Other than that, again, thank you. You guys have a good one.